Welcome to Lotus Lane Daily. I'm glad you're here. Today's wisdom is for anyone going through something hard. You know that feeling when you wake up after 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep and your body feels like it never rested at all? Like someone replaced your blood with wet sand overnight. You lie there doing the math on whether you can physically get up, and some mornings the honest answer is no. Not, I don't want to. Actually, no. And the worst part is that the people around you keep using the word tired, as if a nap would fix it, as if you just need an early night, as if you haven't already tried every single thing they're about to suggest. If you're reading this, you already know that what you have is not regular tiredness. It is a different thing entirely, and almost nobody around you understands it. Let's name it honestly. Chronic fatigue is the experience of being exhausted in a way that rest does not touch. It does not respond to sleep. It does not respond to coffee. It does not lift after a holiday. It sits on you like weather. And on the bad days, it takes everything you have just to do the things other people never even notice themselves doing: standing in a shower, holding a conversation, walking to the kitchen. By the time you have done those, the day's budget is spent, and it is only 10 a.m. The cruelty of an invisible problem. One of the hardest things about living this way is that you do not look sick. There is no cast, no crutches, no obvious sign. So people forget. They invite you to things and feel hurt when you cancel. They watch you push through one good hour and assume you were fine all along. They suggest you just need to exercise more or get out of the house, not understanding that the thing they are prescribing is the thing that costs you the most. So on top of the fatigue itself, you carry a second weight: the constant low-grade work of explaining, justifying, and proving that you are not lazy, not weak, not making it up. That explaining is its own kind of exhausting. Many people with chronic fatigue end up withdrawing, not because they want to be alone, but because performing okayness for other people is one expense they can no longer afford. You are not imagining this. You are not exaggerating. And you are not failing at being a person. You are managing something genuinely difficult with a body that has far less to give than it used to, and that takes a kind of strength most people never have to find. The grief underneath the tiredness. Here is something that gets talked about far too rarely. Chronic fatigue is not only a physical problem, it comes wrapped in grief. You are mourning a version of yourself who could do things, who could say yes without calculating the cost, who could make plans a week out and trust their body to show up, who had energy left over at the end of the day for the people they love. That person has not vanished, but your relationship with what your body can do has changed. Maybe a lot, and pretending otherwise just delays the grieving you actually need to do. It is allowed to make you sad. It is allowed to make you angry. A 13th century letter written to someone facing their own affliction contains a line that has comforted people for centuries. Winter always turns to spring. Never, from ancient times on, has anyone heard or seen of winter turning back to autumn. It does not promise that next week will be easy. It says that no condition of a human life is permanent and fixed, that change is the one reliable rule, and that the season you are in now is not the last season you will ever know. Practical things that genuinely help. None of what follows is a cure. If anyone promises you a cure in a blog post, close the tab. But there are real, concrete ways to make daily life with chronic fatigue more livable. Learn the idea of pacing and take it seriously. The single biggest mistake people make is the boom and bust cycle. Feel slightly better, do far too much, crash hard for 3 days. Pacing means deciding in advance how much you will do and stopping before you hit the wall. Even on a good day, especially on a good day. It feels wrong to rest when you do not feel terrible yet. Do it anyway. The goal is a flatter, more predictable line instead of violent peaks and crashes. Spend your energy like money because it is. Each day you wake up with a limited budget. Some of it is non-negotiable. Basic care, eating, hygiene. What is left is small, so spend it on purpose. Before saying yes to anything, ask honestly whether it is worth a slice of a very small budget. This is not selfishness, it is accounting. Get the basics medically checked and keep advocating. Persistent fatigue can have many underlying causes: thyroid issues, anemia, sleep disorders, post-viral conditions, depression, and more. Some are treatable. Push your doctor for proper testing, and if one doctor dismisses you, find another. You are allowed to be a difficult patient when your life is on the line. Lower the standards that no longer serve you. The dishes can wait. The reply can be 3 words long. The floor can be a bit dusty. Perfectionism is a luxury for people with surplus energy, and right now, you do not have surplus. Doing things badly but doing them is a perfectly good way to live. Tell a few people the real version. Not everyone. But find 2 or 3 you can be fully honest with and let them in on what bad days actually look like. The relief of not performing, even with just a couple of people, is hard to overstate. Doing something, however small. When your world shrinks down to managing energy, it is easy to feel that your life has stopped meaning anything. That feeling is the fatigue talking, and it is not telling you the truth. A line from a collection of guidance on illness puts it plainly. Even if you are fighting a serious illness, you can still create value. You can still encourage others. You can still manifest your true strength. The scale of what you do does not determine its worth. A kind message sent from bed still lands in someone's life. A small thing made or written or noticed on a low day still counts. You do not have to be productive in the way you used to be to still be a person whose existence matters. There is a quieter, harder truth that the same tradition holds on to, that going through something like this can deepen you. Not because suffering is good, because it is not, and you are right to wish it away. But people who have lived with a difficult body often develop a real, unsentimental compassion for everyone else who is quietly struggling. Through illness, we can deepen our compassion and discover our true strength, as one letter puts it. You may not feel strong, but the fact that you keep getting up, keep adjusting, keep finding ways to live inside these limits is strength, even if nobody around you can see it. Be gentle with yourself tonight. You did not choose this. You did not cause it by being weak or lazy or insufficiently positive. It is a real condition affecting a real body, and you are doing the genuinely hard work of carrying it through ordinary days that ask a lot of you. So tonight, if you can, let yourself off the hook for one thing. 1. The thing you have been beating yourself up for not doing. Set it down. Rest is not a reward you earn by suffering enough first. It is medicine, and you are allowed to take it. Winter is long, but it has never, not once in the history of the world, been the final season. Hold on through this one. That's the wisdom for today. If something here landed for you, share it with one person who might need to hear it too. Take it slow. I'll see you tomorrow on Lotus Lane Daily.